I'm 90 years old, and this house is no longer mine. That's the part that still confuses people when they visit. They look around at the walls, the old photographs, the chair by the window, and they assume I own it. I don't correct them. I just nod, pour them coffee, and let them believe what they want to believe. Because the truth is harder to explain. I had one son. His name is Daniel. And for most of my life, I believed I did everything right with him. I worked long hours, provided for the family, kept a roof over our heads. I wasn't perfect, but I was there. At least I thought I was. After my wife passed away 12 years ago, the house got quieter. Not peaceful quiet, but the kind that reminds you of what's missing. He'd bring groceries, fix small things around the house, sit with me in the evenings. We'd talk about. At that time, I thought, maybe I did something right after all. One evening, he brought up the idea. Dad, he said, sitting across from me at the kitchen table, you shouldn't have to worry about paperwork at your age. Let me handle things. Put the house in my name, it'll make everything easier later. And I didn't question it, because when your own son looks you in the eye and says he wants to help you, you don't look for hidden meanings. You don't assume there's something behind it. You trust. So I signed the papers. I remember the day clearly. It didn't feel like I was giving something away. It felt like I was securing the future, making things simpler, cleaner, responsible. Slowly at first, the visits became less frequent, the calls shorter. Then days would go by without hearing from him. I told myself he was busy. He had his own life, his own responsibilities. That's what children do. They grow, they move forward. But something felt different. Then one afternoon, he came over. Not like before, not relaxed, not smiling. He stood in the living room and said, Dad, I think it's time we make some changes. I didn't understand. He started talking about selling the house, about moving me into a smaller place, maybe assisted living, somewhere more suitable. I laughed at first. I thought he was joking. I'm fine here, I told him. I've been fine here for 40 years. But he didn't laugh. That's when it hit me. The house wasn't mine anymore. I didn't have a say. The conversations after that, they weren't really conversations. They were decisions. His decisions. Within a few months, everything was different. The house I built my life in, sold. My things, packed into boxes I didn't pack. The chair I had sat in for years, gone. And me? I was moved into a small apartment on the edge of town. 1 bedroom, 1 window, no memories. Daniel helped with the move. He carried boxes, arranged furniture, told me it was for the best. Then he left. And after that, he didn't come back. At first I waited. I kept my phone close. Every sound, every notification, I thought it was him. Days turned nothing. I tried calling. Sometimes it rang. Sometimes it went to voicemail. The conversations, when they happened, were short. How are you, Dad? I'm fine. That's good. And then silence. The kind of silence that doesn't feel temporary. It feels permanent. I sit by the window most mornings now. Not because there's something to see, but because it gives the day somewhere to go. I make my coffee the same way I always have. 2 cups, sometimes, out of habit. Old habits don't leave as easily as people do. People ask me if I'm angry. I'm not. Anger is loud. What I feel is quiet. It's something closer to understanding, mixed with regret. Because the truth is, my son didn't take everything in one moment. It happened slowly, in the trust I gave without thinking, in the papers I signed without reading closely, in the belief that family means safety. And maybe the hardest part to admit is this: there were signs, small ones, changes in tone, in behavior, in attention, but I ignored them. because it's easier to believe in the version of people we want than the version we're starting to see. If you're listening to me right now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you not to trust your children. That the biggest losses don't come from strangers. They come from the people you never thought you'd have to question. If you still have control over your life, hold on to it. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Because once it's gone, it doesn't come back.